When you're standing in front of a fridge full of fizzy drinks or flipping through a cocktail menu at a bar, tonic water and soda water can feel like twins. They're both clear. They both bubble. They both promise that crisp, refreshing bite that hits just right. But here's the twist most people don't realize. These two drinks may look almost identical, but they come from very different places, taste nothing alike, and serve completely different roles in our glasses. And once you understand that difference, you'll never casually swap one for the other again. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on tonic water versus soda water, where they came from, why they taste the way they do, and when each one truly shines. By the end, you'll know exactly which one belongs in your drink and why this simple choice actually matters more than you think. Picture this. You're at a party. Someone asks for a gin and tonic. Another person casually reaches for soda water instead. In that moment, it feels harmless. After all, they're both bubbly waters, right? But anyone who's taken that first sip knows something's off. The flavor isn't right. The balance is missing. And that's because tonic water and soda water aren't just variations of the same thing. They're built for entirely different purposes. One is designed to stay out of the way. The other is designed to make itself known. Understanding why starts with looking at soda water first. Soda water is the simplest of the two, and that's exactly the point. At its core, soda water is just regular water infused with carbon dioxide under pressure. That trapped gas creates those lively bubbles that dance on your tongue. In many versions, small amounts of minerals like sodium bicarbonate or potassium compounds are added to smooth out the taste and give it a slightly crisp finish. Unlike naturally sparkling mineral waters that bubble up from underground springs with their own mineral profiles, soda water is intentionally engineered to be clean and neutral. That neutrality is what makes soda water so useful. When you take a sip, there's no sweetness, no bitterness, no strong aftertaste. It's essentially water with texture. Because of that, soda water has become the ultimate supporting character in drinks. It stretches flavors without changing them. Add it to whiskey, and the alcohol softens while the aroma opens up. Mix it with vodka, and you get refreshment without interference. Even on its own, soda water has earned a loyal following. People reach for it as a calorie-free alternative to sugary sodas, often adding citrus, herbs, or berries for a hint of flavor without the sugar crash. Soda water's rise in popularity also lines up with modern health trends. As people started cutting back on sweetened drinks, soda water filled the gap. It scratches the itch for carbonation without bringing calories, sugar, or artificial flavors along for the ride. In many ways, soda water is invisible by design. It's there to refresh, not to perform. Tonic water, on the other hand, could not be more different. It may look just as clear and bubbly in a glass, but the first sip tells you immediately that you're dealing with something else entirely. Tonic water has a sharp, bitter edge that sets it apart, and that bitterness comes from a fascinating and unexpected source. The defining ingredient in tonic water is quinine, a compound originally extracted from the bark of the cinchona tree. Long before tonic water was a bar staple, quinine played a crucial role in medicine. It was used as a treatment for malaria, particularly during the era of European colonial expansion into tropical regions where the disease was widespread. The problem was that quinine was extremely bitter, so bitter that taking it straight was unpleasant at best. To make the medicine easier to swallow, people began mixing quinine with sugar and water. Eventually, carbonation was added, transforming the mixture into something far more drinkable. What started as a medical necessity slowly evolved into a beverage. Over time, the medicinal purpose faded, but the flavor stuck. Modern tonic water still contains quinine, though in much smaller, regulated amounts, just enough to deliver that signature bitterness without any therapeutic effect. Because quinine is so sharp, tonic water is almost always sweetened. Sugar or alternative sweeteners are added to balance the bitterness, creating a flavor that's complex and unmistakable. It's bitter, slightly sweet, and faintly aromatic, with a taste that lingers longer than soda water ever could. This bold flavor profile is exactly why tonic water carved out a special place in drinking culture. The most famous partnership in this story is gin and tonic. Gin is packed with botanical flavors like juniper, citrus peel, herbs, and spices. When paired with tonic water, the bitterness of the quinine highlights those botanicals instead of competing with them. The result is a drink that feels balanced and refreshing rather than harsh or overpowering. Swap the tonic for soda water, and that balance collapses. The drink becomes flatter, less interesting, and missing its defining edge. Beyond flavor, there's another important difference between soda water and tonic water that often surprises people: their nutritional content. Soda water is essentially zero across the board. No calories. No sugar. No caffeine. It's hydration with bubbles, nothing more. That's why it fits so easily into everyday routines and health-conscious lifestyles. Tonic water tells a different story. Because it's sweetened to offset the bitterness of quinine, tonic water contains calories and sugar. Depending on the brand, a single glass can contain a similar amount of sugar to a regular soft drink. For people who assume all fizzy waters are created equal, this can be an eye-opening realization. While the quinine itself is present only in small amounts and is considered safe for most people, tonic water is still a treat rather than a neutral beverage. This distinction becomes especially important when people drink tonic water on its own, thinking it's just another type of sparkling water. Flavor-wise, that bitterness can be refreshing. Nutritionally, though, it's closer to a soda than to plain soda water. In recent years, some brands have introduced low-sugar or diet versions of tonic water, but the fundamental difference remains. Soda water is about simplicity. Tonic water is about flavor. When it comes to how these two are used, the gap widens even further. Soda water is one of the most versatile liquids behind a bar. It's used to add lift and sparkle to cocktails without altering their core identity. Think of drinks that feel light, tall, and refreshing. Soda water is often the finishing touch that makes everything come together. It also plays a major role in non-alcoholic drinks, from mocktails to fruit spritzes to simple combinations of juice and fizz. Tonic water is far more selective. Its strong personality means it doesn't blend into just anything. Instead, it defines the drink it's in. When you order a vodka tonic or a gin and tonic, tonic water isn't just an ingredient, it's the backbone. Its bitterness and sweetness shape the entire experience. Because of that, tonic water isn't something you casually substitute. Using it where soda water is called for can completely change the drink, often in ways that aren't intended. A helpful way to think about the difference is this. Soda water is there to support. It enhances without interrupting. Tonic water steps onto center stage. It demands attention. Both have their place, but they're not interchangeable roles. There's also a cultural side to this story that adds another layer of meaning. Soda water became popular alongside the rise of soda fountains and carbonated drinks in general. It represented modernity, refreshment, and accessibility. Tonic water, by contrast, carries echoes of history, medicine, and empire. Its very existence is tied to a time when people were trying to survive in unfamiliar environments, using science and improvisation to cope with real dangers. Today, most people drink tonic water without ever thinking about malaria or medicine. But that history is still there, hidden in the bitterness. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary items on our shelves often have extraordinary origins. So which one should you choose? The answer depends entirely on what you want from your drink. If you're looking for clean refreshment, something that hydrates and sparkles without adding flavor or sugar, soda water is your best friend. It's the quiet fizz that fits into almost any moment. If you're after complexity, bitterness, and a drink with character, tonic water delivers an experience soda water simply can't. The key is knowing what you're reaching for and why. Once you understand the difference, that choice becomes intentional instead of accidental. And that's really what this comparison is about. Not which one is better, but what each one is designed to do. Next time you're handed a glass or mixing a drink at home, you'll know exactly what's inside. You'll recognize whether you're tasting the calm, neutral sparkle of soda water or the bold, historic bite of tonic. And in that moment, you'll be participating in a story that's been bubbling along for centuries. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for what we should explore next, drop them in the comments and we'll give you a shout out in a future video. Be sure to check out our other binge-worthy stories, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned as we continue uncovering the secrets of everyday objects.